When it comes to EVs, Tesla has really hit the nail on the head with the design, the amount of range, and the performance. That really shows with the Model S. Today we have the latest 2024 Tesla Model S. The Model S has been around since 2012 and has been a great option for anyone that wants a luxurious, agile, and swift performance sedan. But with the new competition out there and after 12 years of being on the market, is this still one of the best EVs out there? Let's go ahead and find out. Starting out with the pricing and trim level, the Model S is available in two different grades for 2024, the all-wheel drive and the Plaid. We have the all-wheel drive today, and that starts at $73,000. But if you add in the roof rack, the yoke steering, and the 21-inch wheels, that will bring your total to about $80,000. The Tesla Model S continues to have a very bold design for 2024. You have the pursed lip with the Tesla logo in the center and a functional vent down below. The headlights are going to be fully LED and very premium on this Model S. You get these projector-style LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights, fog lights down below, and an LED turn signal. Definitely a great looking front end on this Tesla. Taking a look at the wheels, the Model S comes standard with 19-inch alloy wheels, but you can option on for $4,500 these 21-inch Arachnid alloy wheels. Two things to keep in mind: the Arachnid wheels will reduce the range by 22 miles, and you are seeing the wheel covers right now, so the real wheels are going to be under these. Taking a look at the side profile, the Model S retains the shape that it's always had for 12 years, and you have the Tesla cam and a turn signal indicator right here. The door handles will deploy automatically when you walk up to the car, and the mirrors are fully loaded with heating, blind spot monitoring, auto dimming, and power folding. Taking a look at the back, you'll find this black chrome strip that runs in between the taillights and a strong body line through the bumper. The taillights are going to be fully LED and very premium, with an LED brake light, an LED turn signal, and an LED reverse light. Also, the top brake light goes all the way across the back. Now let's take a look at the interior of this Model S and check out things like the build quality and most importantly, the technology. The Model S is considered a luxury sedan, so you're going to get a couple features that you don't get on the Model 3. Starting out with the door panel, everything will be covered in vegan leather, including the armrest and the portion down below, which is always covered in plastic. You also get some storage, open portwood trim, and aluminum. All of your window controls will be right here, all automatic. You can open your doors by pushing the button, and you will notice that we have double pane frameless windows. Taking a look at the seats, these will be made of some vegan leather that is perforated and heated. You also get 12 ways of power adjusting. Getting inside, you do have to crouch down a little bit. Otherwise, it's pretty easy. And to start it up, make sure the key card is on the left wireless phone charger. You're just going to push your foot on the brake. So let's start things off with the yoke steering. This is a $1,000 option and basically cuts off the top part of the steering wheel and makes the bottom part flat. This is actually kind of awkward to drive with because sometimes you just don't know what part of it to grab, and you might even completely miss if you're not looking. Also, you will notice that there are no stocks, so no gear shifter right around here. Instead, you have your turn signals right here, and this is actually haptic feedback. Now, another interesting thing is that this is not the horn. So it is the human instinct to go right here for the horn, but it is actually right there. So this is actually very not useful. And if Tesla's trying to be more minimalist by this, like they always try to do, they're not, because there's an extra button right there. Now, for the other things, you're just going to push on that, and that should bring up the wiper menu. You also will have controls right here. This will adjust your mirrors if you go into the screen and find that. Taking a look at the gauge cluster, it will be full digital. You see a bunch of different information like your gear selector, how many lights are on, and the range. This will actually not be available on the Cybertruck Model 3 and Model Y, so it is actually exclusive to the Model S and Model X. Taking a look at materials and build quality, we have more of that vegan leather across the dashboard, open pore wood trim and aluminum, a little bit of Alcantara on the wireless phone chargers, more leatherettes and open pore wood trim, and the build quality is actually much better than the Model 3. Now, it looks like this is a misalignment. It actually isn't, because these two align right here, and that's just gonna have to rest on top. Taking a look at storage, you do have two cup holders right here, a little storage area right there. Push that back, you get even more storage. Same if you push back the cup holders, so a lot of storage in there, almost Cybertruck amount of storage space, which is actually crazy. If you just close that up and take a look inside the center console, it is magnetic and you will have a little bit of space. It is felt lined as usual. All of the console will be finished in open pore wood trim, and like I mentioned, build quality has improved a lot better than the Model 3. Why I say that is because I noticed that in the Model 3 there was a little misalignment for the ambient lighting. Now let's take a look at climate control. So you're just going to push on that right there. You can adjust the vents because the vents are, believe it or not, electronic. You also can choose between your heated seats and cooled seats. You also have a heated yoke right there. 2 stages of that. You can also make all of this automatic just by the push of that. So you have your different fan speeds right here. Everything will be done through the screen. However, Tesla makes it very easy to work with. Now taking a look at the star of this show, this 17-inch screen, it is incredibly responsive, amazing graphics. Just take a look at that responsiveness. You can do everything on here except have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have relatively high resolution cameras if you just push the button right there. These are actually from the side view. Of course, if you push that, you're going to have your menu of control, so you can adjust the mirrors and steering wheel from there. You also can move the display, which is super cool. You can even angle it toward the passenger side. We're just going to have it angled toward the driver right now. You can open the charge port with that button, open the front and the trunk. You also can lock the car and keep the car unlocked. So all of your headlight controls, wiper controls, all of that will be through the screen right here. You can even listen to Apple Music and Spotify. The Tesla that we have has Spotify. And then you also have controls for your autopilot, charging, and all of the settings. We do have 138 miles left. Now, even the gear selector will be electronic, which is crazy. So that will replace the stock right here that was before the refresh. So you're just going to push your foot on the brake, and then you're going to swipe up on the left side of the screen for drive, and then down for reverse, and then you just push the button right there for neutral, and then you press for park. This does of course have auto park, which is a new feature if you choose advanced autopilot. And then you also have a very thin bezel compared to other models. Up top you'll find a very tiny rear view mirror, and you also have this giant fixed piece of glass up top that is heavily tinted. The passenger side is also a very important area of the Model S. The door panel will be made of the same materials as the driver's side, with the vegan leather, the fabric, and the open pore wood trim. The seats are also going to be the same with the vegan leather, the heating and ventilating, and the 12 ways of power adjusting. Accessing the cabin might be a little bit challenging for taller people, but I'm sure short people will be okay. When you're sitting up front, you can adjust the display towards you to make things easier, and you have your own wireless charging pad. You get your own electronic vents, and open portwood trim runs along the dash. You have more vegan leather, and to open up the glove box, you just push a button on the screen. Surprisingly, there is not that much space in the glove box, and you can't really fit that much stuff in there, but it is felt lined, so nothing is going to get scratched. I don't talk about sun visors very often, but this Model S has a strange one, and the mirror cover is magnetic. Now let's check out the rear seats and see what kind of amenities we get in the back of this luxury sedan. The door panel is going to be the same with the vegan leather, the open portwood trim, the premium fabric, and the white contrast stitching. You also get a good amount of storage down below. Sitting in the back of the Model S, I have plenty of legroom and my feet can easily slide underneath the seats. But the real star of the show is in the center right here, this 8-inch touchscreen for the rear passengers. You can do everything back here, including controlling where the vents blow air onto you. You also have access to your third zone of climate, and you can heat the seats. Of course, these are 3 stages of heated seats, but the nice thing is that you can also heat the middle seat, which is unheard of in the auto industry. That is pretty cool. You also have control for the radio, and you can even control how loud it is for the backseat passengers. You have entertainment like YouTube and Netflix so that you can keep the kids occupied on long road trips. Video games are also available, and as you can see, this touchscreen is very responsive and easy to use. You also have settings like how bright the screen is, and you can go into screen cleaning mode, which I know will be helpful for certain users. Below all of that are 2 USB-C ports, and if you look up top, you'll find a heavily tinted fixed glass roof. This is nice to let in plenty of light for the rear passengers. The luxury and amenities don't end there, however. If you fall down this middle seat, you'll find 2 cup holders surrounded in open portwood trim. If you lift up the vegan leather armrest, you'll find a little bit of storage and felt lining. You also get 2 more wireless phone charging pads, making the total of wireless phone charging pads 4 in this car. The most expensive car I've reviewed, the Jeep Grand Wagoneer at $110,000, doesn't even have 2 in the whole car. That is a pretty crazy number in this Model S. One of the main reasons why you would probably get a Model S over the Model 3 is the amount of trunk space you get, and I'm happy to say that it is worth it. One of the surprising things about the Model S is that it is a hatchback. But because it's a hatchback, you're going to get a lot of space in the back, 28 cubic feet to be exact. Tesla does not include a measurement with the second row folded. In addition to that, you'll get a lot of cubbies and underfloor storage. To the left, there is a cubby with a mobile connector, to the right, there is a netted cubby, and because it's an EV, you get a very deep underfloor storage area. You can put so many bags under here, it's pretty crazy. Also to the left, if you remove the Tesla mobile connector and remove the cover, you'll find a good amount of underfloor storage. That is a pretty sweet deal. And take a look at how much space you get. It's also felt lined so nothing will get scratched. So you guys just saw that the Model S has a lot of space in the trunk, but it doesn't end there. Because this is an electric vehicle, you're going to have a frunk, or a front trunk. Instead of having an engine or an electric motor under the hood, you'll find 3.1 cubic feet of cargo room. A couple things to note, this is almost class leading under the Lucid Air. Also, this is not a power frunk, but you can release it manually from the screen. This is felt lined so nothing is going to get scratched, and you can put anything in here, McDonald's, Burger King, whatever you desire. Today's tester has a license plate frame. Now let's talk about the powertrain. The Model S has 2 powertrain options, identified as the all-wheel drive and the Plaid. The all-wheel drive, like we have today, has a dual motor setup, which makes 670 horsepower and 723 pound-feet of torque. You can expect 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. That is pretty wild. But the numbers only get crazier from there. The Model S Plaid has a tri-motor setup, making 1020 horsepower and 1050 pound-feet of torque. This does 0 to 60 in just 1.99 seconds, making the Model S Plaid the fastest accelerating car on the market. But the most important part about an EV is range. How much does the Model S have? The Model S all-wheel drive with the smaller wheels will have 402 miles of range, and if you get the bigger wheels, you'll get 380. The Model S Plaid with the smaller wheels will have 359 miles of range, and if you get the bigger wheels, you'll get 320. That's the most amount of range you can get in any Tesla today, and those are some pretty good numbers. But now let's see an acceleration test on a merging ramp. So if you think back to 2012, the Model S actually started this segment of vehicles, and since then, a lot of competition has come its way. The Model S competes with the BMW i5, Mercedes EQE, Audi e-tron GT, Porsche Taycan, and the Lucid Air. But none of them are as spacious, luxurious, high-tech, and as safe as the Model S. Also, only the Lucid Air is as fast as the Model S Plaid, because the Model S Plaid is the quickest accelerating car on the market. So what are your thoughts on the Model S? Would you buy it over the competition? Let me know in the comments below. Taking a look at dimensions, the Model S comes in at 198 inches in length and 78 inches in width. Well, that is going to wrap up today's video on this 2024 Tesla Model S. The Model S continues to be a great option for 2024, and even though it's electric, it should be at the top of your list because it has a lot of space, a lot of luxury, a very high-tech interior, and it's one of the safest cars on the road. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.